Let's talk about branding. Branding is crucial for any business as it sets the tone for how your audience perceives your company. It creates a strong identity and helps differentiate you from competitors. As a designer, collaborating with clients since 2009, I've learned that it's essential to understand this entire process to ensure a satisfying outcome for the clients that I've worked with. A well-planned branding process begins with in-depth research and analysis, which is done between you and the client. This is done at a discovery and uncovering stage between you and them, where you have discussions to brainstorm and bounce ideas back and forth to each other to better define the vision, the purpose, and the goal of the business. This may also include identifying archetypes, defining the brand personality, understanding the consumers you'll be serving, and also creating appealing visual design that will stand the test of time. If you're unfamiliar with brand archetypes, they represent the core personality of a brand and serve as a foundation to build a strong connection with your target audience. As a designer, it's necessary to work with your client to identify the right archetype that resonates with their business values and their vision. This also serves as a point and source of inspiration. Although not every design needs to be symbolic or purely representational. You can choose to design a brand using abstract elements, but I believe this creates a disconnection somewhere in the process, and there is a loss of emotional value. And as a person who is in business, emotion is what ultimately sells anything, whether it is a product or a service. Take visual artists, for example. They have to sell paintings and drawings. And who's buying paintings and drawings unless there's an emotional connection that they're feeling because of the artwork that they're experiencing? As an artist, you have to be able to capture emotion in your art. If it's not representational, it's non-subjective, and you have to do so with colors, texture, and composition in a way that when the person's standing there and gazing and looking at the artwork and breaking it down, they can feel drawn to it. In my experience, having been around a lot of creative individuals such as artists who sculpt, paint, draw, they are very empathetic, and it's a common trait among all of them, which is not a strong trait for a person who needs to sell something. But through emotion, they achieve their sales, and some of them grow to become very prolific and successful in their communities and around the world. Once the business's archetype and also their consumer archetypes are identified, it's time to define the brand personality in more detail. This includes the brand's voice, tone, characteristics, elements that they will be using in advertising and marketing pieces to attract those specific type of individuals. Here's another example. Branding Design Pro is a creative sage design studio. It makes a lot of sense because the comprehensive approach that I use working with each client takes them from point A to Y. I didn't say point A to Z because the client will still need to prepare their own marketing plan, branding strategy for their first branding campaign. However, this is where aesthetically I take the client from having no visual representation to a strong brand presence that will be professional and establish respect for them among their competitors as well as the consumers who will be experiencing their brand. Branding Design Pro, again, is a creative sage brand. And with that comes demonstrating imagination, creativity, innovation, knowledge, qualification, patience, leadership, and expertise, and a lot more. Because as a sage, you have to be able to demonstrate wisdom As a creative, you need to be able to showcase creativity and imagination at an incredible level. You get the point. It's characteristics that define a company, and there's also characteristics that define the consumers that will be attracted to the company. Now, when creating designs that will have a lasting impact, it's essential to understand your client's audience and dive into their psychographics and demographics. Now, what are psychographics? If you've never heard of this term before, they include the consumer's motivations, their values, and preferences, which help us as a designer to have a lot of input as to where they're spending their time, how they think, what sports they like, and even the type of music they listen to. You get the point. It provides us an abundance of information that puts us in the mindset of being that type of client. And acting or being that type of client, we can imagine and put ourselves in a place where we can assess how we would be attracted to a product or why. What would move us to click buy or subscribe? Demographics, on the other hand, almost everyone's familiar with, as it entails and involves age, gender, income, location. Most advertising companies and platforms like Google AdWords, Facebook's ad platform, even YouTube have these sort of inputs where they allow you to pick demographics. You sort of have to know some advanced tactics to be able to use psychographs to better define and target your audience to the T. There's a lot of benefits that come with psychographs and having that defined. It allows you to be so focused on the type of person you're targeting that you're going to end up saving and ad dollars that you're spending, for example, or waste of content marketing towards individuals who are not going to care at all about what you're offering, versus being so on point with your targeting and defining all these aspects that you're getting right in front of the person that you need to. Enough about this discovery and uncovery stage. Let's get into design. Colors and design play a crucial role in provoking or evoking emotions, setting the mood for your brand. As a designer, it is vital to understand color, and it is vital to also collaborate with your client in the decisions that you make for the color palette that you'll be choosing to reflect their brand's vision and identity. Establishing an emotional connection through colors and other visual elements help you create a memorable brand experience for the customers or clients who will foster a relationship and some sort of loyalty to your business and brand. I want you to try something. Close your eyes and think about your favorite restaurant. Think about your favorite tech company. Think about your favorite grocery store or maybe fitness center. How do you feel when you walk into those spaces? What kind of colors do each one of them have that is distinctive from one another? They are all done by design, from the interior branding to the storefront to the pamphlet you're being handed or menu. The experience that you have in that space, aside from customer service, will determine whether you come back or stay loyal to that company. It's crucial to choose the proper design elements like the illustrations, patterns, and icons that paints a picture and aligns with your mission and purpose for the brand. The ultimate goal is to create a memorable imprint on viewers' mind, where whenever they have an experience or communicating with somebody, you're the first thought that comes to their mind. You're at the tip of their tongue when they're getting ready to recommend a company for something specific. Now, let's get into the design process a bit more. Without collaborating with a client, you're just dictating the process. Yes, you're the professional. You still need to lead the way because you're hired as the professional. But you cannot neglect the collaborative part of things. Collaborating effectively through great communication is key to creating a successful brand design. This is where the minds meet. Two minds are better than one. This is where this becomes even more apparent. It involves open communication and understanding their vision, going back and forth, taking their feedback as input, and you creating the output that they need. Thoughtful decision making ensures that each design choice is intentional and aligned with the values and goals of the business. This approach leads to a well-informed and impactful design that functions and works. It all makes sense in producing a powerful outcome for the client. Whatever revisions are necessary, this is where you make changes to fonts and scaling them down, scaling them up, changing the typeface, maybe changing the color palette that you once thought was going to be the direction you need to go. Because as you go through the process, your vision changes. The client vision changes. You are both inspired by different things that become clearer. And you don't want to force this. You don't want to rush it. You want to take the time to produce the best possible result you can visually. Typography and shapes are essential in creating a distinct visual aesthetic. Collaborating together, you get to go back and forth and rearrange certain elements in the design in a pleasing way that works visually. This will lead to better engagement from whoever is going to see that logo or the banner or design that you are creating for the company. Your logo is one of the many faces of your brand. It's the banner, the symbol, the emblem that people will remember as a mark for your company, which is why it's essential to create something that is timeless and unforgettable. Designers should work closely with clients to craft something that captures the essence of what they want to convey, but also be adaptable across many platforms. As in today, many of us spend time on mobile devices, going through apps, and our logo needs to be able to be instantly recognizable, whether it's scaled down to the size of a penny or smaller, or to the size of a billboard next to a highway. Now, creating mockups are invaluable for testing designs in a real-world scenario. This allows the client and you as a designer to visualize how the final products will appear, how the logo will be used. It gives them visual ideas on ways they are going to be able to push that brand forward through their advertising and marketing strategies. 3D model renders and mockups provide you a way to make last tweaks and adjustments to ensure a polished final design. 3D models and renders also create a depth of realism that enhances the visual presentation that you're sharing with a client. Especially for product-based businesses, in order to stand out in your market, you need to have packaging that stands apart from your competitors. You don't want to be a lookalike brand. Okay, as we wrap up this visual journey, we've covered some key aspects from brand design that include your client's brand personality, the audience that they're serving, with an emphasis on collaboration. Knowing the concepts and insights I've shared in this video will enable you to create more elevated brand designs that wows not only your client, but the audience that will look to invest in the product or service you're pushing. If you've enjoyed this video on branding design and want to learn more from design tutorials, as well as continued in-depth videos like this, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and also comment below your thoughts and what kind of topics you want us to cover in future videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.